Okay.
Yeah, okay, guys. So let's start our interview. Hello, all our guests. We are super happy to invite you to the second interview of our set of interviews. And today we have our amazing and motivational guest, who is Eyup Kocalar. So please welcome. He is an amazing businessman, and he is also a student. And today he will share with us some inside secrets on how to deal with all the things in one time. Sorry for this delay. We had some extra issues with the connection, but no worries, we will still save this live translation and we will share it in our Instagram account. So welcome, Eyup.
Thank you.
Okay, so we separated questions into 3 blocks, and the first block will be connected with your business. We heard a lot of stories from you that are connected with your business. So can you please tell us about your business a little bit? You told us that you have a family restaurant in Istanbul. So what is your story of your family restaurant?
Yes, I have a family restaurant in Istanbul. Let's start from beginning. Actually, we are not making plan about opening a restaurant. When we moved to Istanbul from Gaziantep, where I was born and grew up, we rent a house from real estate agency, and the old renters told us I cannot show the house because of the pandemic. It was pandemic. And we said, okay. And we checked the house from garden and we paid for it. After 10 days, she didn't leave the house and we started worrying about. And we started thinking about maybe we got robbed by real estate agency. And my father said, let's check their advertisement page of the real estate agent. And when he checked the page of them, he saw the restaurant which is managed by us right now, my restaurant. We actually found the restaurant in this way. It was a little bit unexpected. While we was thinking we are robbed, and that's why we checked the advertisement page, and we saw this advertisement. It was like for sale restaurant. If you're interested, please call us. It was like this, and we started to thinking about opening restaurant after this advertisement, and it's become like this, I can say. So we were not planning to open any restaurant.
So it sounds so inspiring. You even didn't plan to open the restaurant. You saw that you was ripped off, by this state agent, and after that, like, just by coincidence, you found this advertisement and you decided to open it. Yeah? Sounds so inspiring. Okay, thank you for sharing. And did you have this idea of the specific dish that you would like to cook there? Maybe do you have any family traditions that are connected with this dish?
We actually don't have any tradition. We just try to do best kumpir in our restaurant. Do you know what the kumpir is, by the way?
You told us, but I think that it would be better to explain for everybody.
Yeah, kumpir is potato, baked potato. You mix it with butter and cheese, and you are putting the food which you want to eat with the potato. That's it. It's basic, but it's traditional thing for because when we have foreign customers, they really like it, and sometimes they say we came here to eat kumpir.
Oh,
Mm.
so
Also,
okay. So if we tell about customers, can you answer us, please? How many visitors or customers do you have usually every day? It's an interesting moment.
it's not a specific number. It's changing from day to day. But weekends, we are having much more customers than the weekdays.
Oh, it's interesting. So maybe do you have some funny stories that connected with your restaurant, or maybe with some customers, some specific customers that you had in your type of restaurant that are interested in the type of food?
Yeah, I had one funny moment, but it didn't happen. It didn't happen at my restaurant. It has connection with my restaurant, but it didn't happen my restaurant. I went to different restaurant to eat some food, and after I finished my food, I said, "Enjoy your meal" to waiters, because I always say, "Enjoy your meal" at my restaurant. Do you understand what
Yeah.
I'm trying to say? Or did you miss? When you eat something, you say thank you. They say enjoy your meal. Every time I say enjoy your meal to my customers, and when I finish my food, I said enjoy your meal to waiters, and they laugh at me.
So how did they react?
They laugh at me. I was shameful, but it was funny.
Yeah, it was super funny. I think that they didn't expect such
I
an answer.
didn't. I run.
Okay, so actually you can't recall any funnier stories that will be connected with your restaurant, yeah? Okay, so how can you combine education, work, traveling, and everything at all? Sounds like your life is really bustling with all these activities. So what is your secret of time management? How can you do it?
Before I sleep every night, I think about the next day. For example, what am I going to do? Am I going to call someone? As I told you, this restaurant is not my only business. That's why I'm thinking about the person who I have to call for tomorrow, for example. I'm thinking first, then I sleep. In this way, I stay motivated for tomorrow, and it helps to manage the other day for
Okay,
me.
do you usually do any notes? Like, do you have a planning for the next day or something like that?
Yeah, in my notes, in my phone, I have something to do for monthly. For example, the bills, don't miss this one, for example, this kind of things.
Yeah, it's really
You're a bit like a
helpful.
nice person.
Yeah, it's really helpful because sometimes you can't keep everything in mind. And
Yeah,
once I skipped paying bills, and I was kind of like persecuted for it. So yeah, from that moment, I also tried to write down everything. The story helped me so much. Don't be like me. Pay bills on time, please. Okay, but you told that your restaurant it's not only one kind of business that you have. What motivates you to keep these businesses up and running? What motivates you for further development?
For example, I'm talking about for my restaurant. If I make good money, this make me motivated, and I can try to make more things for my job. If I take, how can I say? Let me check it. Return, I mean. I actually work, but while talking, sometimes this kind of things happens. For example, you pay some budget for one business, and you plan. For example, I paid one Turkish lira, and I waiting as a return 2 Turkish lira. For example, if you make 3 Turkish lira, this makes you more motivated, I can say.
So what do you think, is money the only one way of motivation that you have?
Exactly, no. But we are talking about business, that's why I gave an example about money.
And about business. Okay, but if we're talking about your internal power, about the power that you feel to continue with your business, not only about the money. So what maybe do you have any other kinds of motivation that you can share with us?
I don't know, actually. I'm doing this business like I have to do. I have no motivation search, I can say.
But you actually enjoy your business. You told us about your restaurant was a pleasure, and I think your motivation is this feeling of satisfaction. Yeah, you love what you do, and that's the main motivation for me. Yeah.
Yeah, you are happy as much as for me, if you, as much as how much money you make. Someone says, for example, if you are happy, money is not important. For me, this is wrong. I don't agree with this opinion. If you make money, you love that business. If you don't make money, you don't love that business. I'm thinking like this for me.
Yeah, okay. So money is first, yeah. Yeah.
For business, yes, of course.
Yeah, I even couldn't tell you that no, because of course the starting point of each business is the idea that this business should provide you with money, yeah, should provide you with income. So yeah, I absolutely understand your idea. Okay.
So can I ask a bit personal question? When the war was finished, I plan to visit Istanbul. It's in my list of traveling places. So can you make a bit advertising of your restaurant and tell us where I can find it? Maybe it's near from great places of Istanbul. Maybe some kind of you can say us maybe kind of address. I write it and I will visit your restaurant.
Yeah, 100% sure. I wish I were your customer as well. I just keep my fingers crossed for coming and tasting your dishes at least once in my life. So please do it. I want to find you.
Okay. If you are coming from Anatolia, it's entrance of the Istanbul, which called as Tuzla. My restaurant is at the one mall, I can say. It's called as Via Port Marina at Tuzla. There is only one kumpir restaurant at this mall. If you come there, you can ask everybody, or if you call me before you come, I can send you location. It's the basic thing, actually.
So,
but don't make it too long. Just come early.
We don't live 10 years to come to you. Yeah, we can come to you tomorrow.
Not tomorrow, but maybe like this year's, for example. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I want to believe that we will have this opportunity to come to your restaurant as soon as it's possible. Okay, so let's move on a little bit further and let's talk a little bit about the education. So what are the 3 words or maybe adjectives that you associate with Ukraine?
Blonde people.
Blonde, like I am, yeah.
Yeah. And cold weather.
Are you sure?
I think compared to Turkey, it's really cold weather.
Isn't it?
kind of like controversial question because now it's not actually a cold weather at all.
I think it's really cold for me. For right now, is it snowing?
No, in the place where I live, we don't have snow at all. We had it before. It was snowing a little bit, but now we don't have it, and it's not typical for Ukraine because, as you told, yeah, we used to have really difficult and cold winters, snowy winters, but now we don't have them because of some climate changes issues. Yeah, I need this cold winters a lot, you know.
I think it's a question of comparing, because if we compare our weather with North region, maybe Scandinavia, it's maybe not cold, it's maybe hot, maybe warm. So if we compare it to Turkey, I think it's really a bit cold weather.
Yeah, colder than Turkey. But the snaps that I see from Instagram or Snapchat, it's snowing at Ukraine. That's why I said cold weather. And the last one is I'm talking for nowadays, unfortunately, war. When I hear Ukraine, I normally think about war. Hopefully it ends as soon as it's possible. That's it. 3 words.
Yeah,
We also wanted to end it most possibly as we can. So we want to visit your restaurant.
Yeah, 100%.
We can during the war. I'm so very sorry.
Okay, and we also invite you to visit Ukraine one day because we also have a lot of interesting things and places that worth visiting. So yeah, you're also more than kindly invited. Okay, let's move on a little bit.
So maybe you can answer us this question: why did you decide to study in our country, in Ukraine, possibly?
While I was looking for a country where I can study at, I heard that there's a Karazin National University, and which is known by the Turkish government. Because, as you know, I live in Turkey, and after I graduated from Karazin University, I need to have equality with Turkey, you know, and Turkish government knows the Karazin University. That's why I choose National Karazin University.
Yeah, I got it. So you're talking about educational system, yeah, or scheme, something like this, when they should be corresponding, and your government will understand, okay, you spend your time in the university, and this university is absolutely okay for us. Yeah, we know that you have been learning. You just didn't receive this diploma, and that's all. Yeah, I got it. Okay, yeah, thank you for answering. But how did you decide with the faculty, with the department where you would like to study?
Law faculty? I actually finished 2 years in Turkey, and after that 2 years, I decided to keep it going abroad. And actually, it's about my business, I can say. As I told you, it's not about the restaurant, about the real estate agent. For example, we are making contracts with the renter or house lenders, house lending, you know. In this situation, we are making contracts, and sometimes we need a lawyer. That's why I actually choose to be a lawyer.
Okay, so
I can say
you want to combine all the skills that you need for both of your businesses in one person, not to not to employ even more people. Yeah, you will do everything
Yeah,
by yourself.
yeah, I just want to make my life
Okay,
easier.
so you will be.
Yeah, because it's really hard to work with employee for me. Uh, it's really hard to find an employee who is really take its job serious. But if you found, for example, they really want high cost. That's why if you make everything by yourself, it's okay. Life is
Okay,
easier.
life is easier. I agree with you. But if you approximately in 3 years decide to start a new business and it will be not connected with law or with the restaurant scene at all, will you start learning something new for that your next business as well? Will you do it by yourself?
I don't know. I don't make plan for example, like I make plan for next day, but I don't make plan for example, 1 year later. It's the question is about, I think, not for the close time. It's for a long time. That's why it's really hard to
Yeah, but
answer this question.
you have really amazing approach. I have never met people like you who decide to do everything by themselves. Actually, yeah, a lot of people, they have a tendency just to do everything with the usage of other people. If you can't do something, you just need to find somebody who can do something for you. And it sounds like the easiest approach because you don't need to spend time for education. Yeah, you don't need to dig deeper as much as possible to understand these details. You can just call a specialist, ask him for help, and he will do everything for you. It sounds like you choose the most difficult way.
It's same for you, I think. For example, you are law department student and you are trying your best. Everything is trying their best. Same thing for your host friend.
So can we make another theme and I ask another question that is interesting to me. You nearly said about Karazhan University that you choose it. So is Karazhan University well known among the Turkish students? So is it popular or how do you choose it? I think how do you know about it?
Actually, I answered this question like I choose the Karazhan University because a Turkish government knows the
Educational
Oh,
programs,
Karazhan.
yeah.
But
yeah.
for me, important thing equality for after I graduated. If I don't take the paper of equality, it's really invalid for me. Do you
Yeah, I
understand?
see. I ask about other, no, maybe about your friends. Do they know about Karazhan University? I think it's popular among the Turkish students.
I actually uh, found the Karazhan University with the sponsored advertisements, not from my friends. I think they really don't know too
Oh,
much, but I talk about it.
oh, thank you for realizing.
But
You're like the first comer, the first person who actually did it, yeah. You
why?
told that your friends, they don't know anything about the Karazhan National University. You advertise it for them.
Yeah, I introduce it.
Okay, thank you for popularizing our university. Okay, so may I also ask you one more question? What do you think? Is it comfortable for Turkish citizens to live in Ukraine? You told us that you saw some pictures, you have like imagination, you heard some news about Ukraine, cultural aspects.
Uh, I can say I will start with the weather.
I noticed that you don't like it. I can show you. I have notes. No.
No, I like it. I actually like it. In Turkey, we have four climate. We are living for climate, I can say. And that's why we can resist to cold weathers. That's why Turkish citizens is not going to have problem with the weather. It's okay for them. And as a cultural, as I know, in Ukraine, family communication, connection with the parents or parents with their children is strong, like Turkey. That's why they can live easily in Ukraine, as I know. I think
Okay,
like this.
but I think that as you told us, we still have colder winters than you have in Turkey.
Yeah, you have colder, but we can resist it.
Okay, we can do everything. Yeah, if we want, we can do
Yeah,
everything. Just do it.
yeah.
Okay, what's about vice versa? Maybe do you have any peculiarities about living in Turkey? Any specific aspects?
Sorry, can you come again?
Maybe vice versa. Maybe can you create any aspects that Ukrainian people will be, I don't know, shocked or will be
Or
uncomfortable
needed
with?
to adapt.
Yeah, or needed to adapt.
But Turkey, I will tell you something and you will shock. You ask
No,
this?
about daily routine. So maybe do you have any specific aspects that we don't have in Ukraine? Like you told us about the weather. Yeah, for us it will be maybe even warmer than we have in Ukraine. Some difference that we have between Turkey and Ukraine that will be difficult to adapt.
I don't have too much information about Ukraine. That's why I cannot compare these two countries. But if you ask me something about Turkey, I can answer. But I cannot
Okay,
compare.
so we'll compare it together. We are the next block because actually we wanted to start it. We would like to discuss with you some myths and some truthful facts about Turkey to compare our two countries. And we want maybe to defy some stereotypes that we have about the country where you live. You are of a native person, so you can feel this atmosphere and understand it naturally 100%. So you can tell us truthful and reliable information. So we have.
Yeah, I will help you.
Okay, so and we will compare our two countries together. Agree? Okay.
Okay.
So we also heard that Istanbul is the capital of cats.
Yeah, this is exactly true. And even sometimes people are going crazy, I can say, about loving the animals, especially cats.
I'm trying to find my cat. If you can see, I just turned out. Yeah.
You cannot find it when you want. You can find it when it wants to
Exactly.
find him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Is this fact connected to somewhere to Turkish religion, the Islamic religion? As I hear, it's about one of the stories in the Quran about cat. Yes.
Okay. In Islam, cats are normal. There is no anything rule. For example, you cannot feed cats. You cannot leave. You cannot, for example, live with cats. This kind of things. There is no this kind of things in.
Of course, everybody loves cats. Come on, guys, we're talking about cats. Everybody loves them.
Yeah, but for dogs, I don't know. Is it written at Quran or not written, but I know this. For dogs, it says it's not good to live with dogs at the home. You can feed it outside garden, but it's maybe it thinks it's dirty because of this. Because cats are always clean itself, but dogs are not like that. That's why for dogs there is this kind of things, as I
My
know.
two
Okay.
dogs are crying somewhere while you are sharing this information. You know, they are the cleanest dogs ever. Okay, it's actually really interesting because we have a vice versa tradition. Of course, we also adore cats and dogs, but we also have a lot of dogs who live with us inside our flats and in our houses. And I have actually never heard about this tradition. I would like to learn about it more.
Which
Uh,
one? About
yeah,
dogs?
about dogs. Then they're
Yeah,
considered to be dirty.
I to as a message because it's really hard for me to explain while I'm talking because I have too much words that I don't know to explain it.
Yeah, no
I
worries.
think we read it later, yeah, about this tradition.
Yeah,
And
no worries about it.
Also, you
Yeah.
can search it.
Oh,
It's
but
okay.
it was super interesting. Thank you for sharing it. I will check it.
You are
I will check it.
I think we can ask about another, not myth, but fact of Turkey. Is Turkey a coffee country or a tea country? I heard, and I buy a Turkish coffee, for example. It's really nice. But from many stories, I heard that most of Turkish people prefer tea, not coffee. So what about it?
we drink tea and coffee. I don't know anybody who says I'm a tea person. I never drink coffee, or I'm a person. I I don't know anyone who is like this.
So,
We also tea and we also drink coffee normally. But for me, I smoke cigarettes like for 3 days, one pack of cigarettes I finish. While I'm smoking, I would like to drink tea. But if I go to coffee with my friends, I prefer Turkish coffee. It's good. But also when I am at my home, also we have Turkish coffee machine. It's easy to make, not that much hard. So if I summarize it, Turkey is also tea country, also coffee country. But for me, I drink more tea than the coffee.
Okay, so
I can
everybody
say.
can decide on his or her own. Yeah, I'm a tea person. I'm a coffee person. So my country is a tea country. My country is.
But I say Turkish coffee is really famous around the world.
Yeah, and it was actually the reason why we asked.
And it has really small portion, and maybe you tried it. I don't know. Your friend said, by the way, what was his name? Alexander?
Which one?
about what? Yeah. About what friend you ask?
You, brother, you.
I think we can say so. Okay, could be.
Asking your name.
Ah,
What
my
is your name? I
name.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
forgot.
sorry.
my host. Yeah, he's always.
Yeah, my name is Alexei.
Alexander.
No,
Is it?
No, not Alexander, but Alexei. We
Alex-
have like two different names. Yeah,
Ah,
yeah.
Alexei.
Alexei, yeah.
Sorry for forgetting it. You said Alexei. I tried Turkish coffee before. Is it true?
No, I don't try Turkish coffee. It's a sort of coffee, not the way of making, but the sort from Turkey.
I understood it as you
No,
tried
no,
Turkish
no.
coffee.
It's not like.
A small portion but it's how can I say? Let me find it. It's intense, you know. When you drink it, you wake up.
You
I
feel
can
this
say.
energy all over your body, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, but
Mhm.
what about tea? Just let's look at my cup of tea. It's super huge. I also know that you have specific, like, small cups for tea. They have the special shape. Do you usually drink tea from such kind of cups?
No, normal cups, glass, normal glass.
A glass of
Yeah,
tea, yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, thank you for sharing. Maybe you would like to tell us also something more about your favorite Turkish tradition.
Uh, as a Turkish tradition, I can say, as a Turkish tradition, sharing food with your neighbor. I mean, your next door. For example, you cook some meal and it's normal smells for others. And when you share it with your neighbor, uh, he or she can be happy, or maybe before you share it, he wanted to taste it, but he has no onion, for example, at the house to cook it. And when you share it with him, he becomes happy. And also this behavior uh, makes the connection between neighbors stronger, I can say.
Okay, so you actually share your food with all your neighbors, yeah, every time when you cook.
No, not all the neighbors. For example, your next door. Uh, this is common in Turkey. I don't know if you do this in Ukraine or you don't.
Yeah, we do it, but we usually do it, when you have special occasions or something like this. When you have happy birthday, you can invite your neighbors. Or when we just want to organize a random party, you were bored with your work.
No, without any invitation, I can say. For example, your mommy cooked normal food, and one cup of food, he says, Daria, take this and uh, take it to your neighbor next to us, and you take it and go to neighbor. You say, this is from my mommy. Enjoy it, and that's it. This is really
Okay,
common in
I think it's
Turkey.
very hospitable tradition.
yeah, we actually have
Yeah.
the same. I would not tell you that it's tradition, yeah, but some people in Ukraine they also do it like this. My mom, she adores this tradition as well, and we also have this tradition of sharing food, but it's not so regular. So of course we can share when we cook something special or something interesting, but not just when we're talking about like boring food. When we cooked everyday pasta, we will eat it just alone. We will not share it with anybody because
Maybe
come on.
something like this, and a little bit difference is about Christmas tradition and kutya, or I think corner. I
Yeah,
don't know how. Yeah,
yeah,
but
we
it's
have a
but it's the occasion for a special day.
yeah.
It's not an everyday tradition.
It's also about a special day tradition. At Christmas, we usually cook a special wheat. We also sprinkle it with a lot of additional ingredients. We can put there some nuts or apples, something like this. It depends on the person who actually do it. And we also have a tradition of sharing this food with our nearest and dearest. And yeah, we called it like kolada when you go to your significant others and share this food with them. Yeah, it's also kind of like tradition. But when the time, it's also about special occasions.
Also, there is some kind of food which you describe it. It's called as ashure. I don't know, maybe you heard it. If you want,
Okay,
I
let's
can show it.
show it. I'm super
But
interested.
how can I turn my camera like this? Görsel.
Oh, yeah?
This has everything in it. Some
Yes. Yeah.
fruits, vegetables,
So is it also
everything.
a special food that you have?
Yeah, this is made in special days, but I don't know which day. I forgot it. This is similar with the food that you described.
Okay, super interesting that just via our small conversation we can find some similar aspects, some similar traditions. Yeah, it's super interesting to find out them.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Okay, and I think that we can move on to the next stereotype or truthful reality. We also heard the news that Turkish people, they're really hospitable, and I think that after your comments we can approve it. Am I right?
Yeah, you are right. We are really hospital people as a Turkish. If you come Turkey, I would like to show it both of you. For example, you cannot pay at my restaurant. It's not allowed. It's same thing. For example, you have a friend from Turkey. He doesn't have restaurant. He does not have to have a restaurant. For example, you went a restaurant different. You cannot pay. They fight for it to pay. In Turkey. Yeah, as you said, we have really good hospitality.
Yeah, I think it's one more thing that we have in common because Ukrainian people, they're also really welcoming and hospitable. Maybe you also have heard about it. We have a national symbol, like a bread with a salt inside. It's called karavai. Yeah, so when you invite somebody, like we have a tradition, but I don't think that a lot of people now follow this tradition, but actually this tradition exists. And if we have like special occasions, so for example for wedding, we use this special kind of bread, but usually like very important guests, according to this tradition, they should be welcomed with the usage of this special bread, and it shows that we share with these guests all things that we have, because Ukrainian, they're really hardworking, and the bread, it's a symbol of wealth and welcoming. So if you provide somebody with this special kind of bread, you also like share your love and welcoming with welcome all other people.
Can you ask again, because I
No,
missed
I
the
didn't
question?
ask you
It's
any
not the question. Yeah.
questions. Yeah, I just told you that we have
Karaday. You say
karavai. Yeah,
Karaday?
Why?
Karaday, what's that? Can you tell
yeah,
it
it's
again?
kind of like special bread where we put salt inside. And we serve it with the usage of specific towel that is covered with Ukrainian flowers. Wait, sorry, I just wanted to show you these flowers, but I just dropped my phone out. And when you serve this bread, yeah, we have this tradition, but not a lot of people follow it now, but actually this tradition exists. We use it now when we have wedding ceremonies or something like this, but some years ago it was super spread tradition. And when you serve this bread, you show people that you are really happy to see them, and this tradition comes to our time from past, because Ukrainians, they were and they are really hardworking people, and bread is a symbol of hard workness, and it's a symbol of hospitality. Sorry, of welcoming.
So if you serve someone to that bread, that means you are happy to see them and you love them?
Yeah.
It's about hospitable tradition. When some people do it, it's to make. I think yes, if we can say that he love to see it.
But unfortunately, this tradition is not really up to date now. I don't think that a lot of people do it right now, especially if we're talking just about their guests, like private guests. It can be done as an important event, for example, for some official meetings or something like this tradition, actually we have it, but we don't usually use it.
Turkey. Turkish are forgetting their traditions by one day. I can say same thing for Turkey. We are getting forget our tradition. Same thing.
Yeah,
We can see about this our tradition, especially in weddings. It's popular to do it, but not in normal day.
yeah, I'm super interested in all of those traditions, and I feel like we were able to follow them or just to bring them back to life, because a lot of those traditions, they are super interesting and they have a kind of like specific key meaning inside. I would like to dig deeper and organize a kind of like research to understand all of those traditions deeper. And I actually really miss that we don't follow those traditions anymore.
It's really sad if you are not following your traditions. I'm not talking to you as a Ukraine, as a Turkish. If they don't follow their tradition, they lost at the time, we can say.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I absolutely agree with you. People who don't follow tradition, they forget about their identity. Yeah.
If you forgot your past, you cannot find your way for future.
Yeah, I see. The same works with me. But I organized a small research and I was super interested in ethnic Ukrainian traditions, and I found a lot of people who are trying to renew all those traditions from the past. And we made a post on our Instagram about Diduch. It's a kind of like specific Christmas tree that is made of wheat, and it was actually a cool tradition for me. Shame on me, but I have never heard about it before. But when I did this research, I understood that a lot of people, they still follow this tradition. I think that if we're talking about traditions, a lot of things depends on the family where you were born, on the region where you were born, yeah, and a lot of things depends on your life, yeah, because sometimes our life is so fast that we can't enjoy present, and we don't have actually any time to follow traditions. We live in this rat race and we forgot about the traditions, and it's so sad. Yeah.
So if we change the theme, can you answer another question about Istanbul? As I remember, Istanbul is in the top of 3 most crowded cities in the world. So is it really so crowded? And can you describe the emotion to live in such place? Because we live, for example, in Kharkiv, where only 2 million people, but Istanbul is about 30, or I don't know.
Yeah, really crowded as you heard it. For example, normally if you can take there's one location that you want to go. Normally you reach that location at 15 minutes, but because of the traffic in Istanbul, you sometimes cannot go in even for example 2 hours. Normally you can take it in 15 minutes, but you cannot even take it in 2 hours. This kind of situations can be happen. But for me, I use a motor sky, and that's why for me, as I told you before, I just try to make my life easier. I don't like to wait at the traffic. That's why I use motor sky if I want to go somewhere. This makes my life easier in Istanbul. And also I can say, actually Istanbul is not that big. It's just crowded. For example, if there is no traffic, you can go the location that you want to go. you can go like 10 minutes or 5 minutes. But if there is traffic, that's why it comes to people like it's big. It's just crowded, but also big, but not that big. This is what I'm
Okay.
trying to say.
Okay,
So
what's
it's not big,
about
it's crowded.
okay, what's about public transport? If you want to commute somewhere using public transport, will it be long trip?
For example, it's about the location where you want to go. If you want to go, for example, from Tuzla to Kartal, it takes like 20 minutes with, for example, metro or Marmaray. This is the name of the transportation. And if you want to, for example, from Tuzla to Europe, you need to pass the sea, and there is two ways with the transportation. One of them is Metrobus or normal bus, and the other one is Marmaray. It goes under sea. It's like metro, but it goes from under sea. I can say that in Istanbul, transportation is really developed. This is what I can say about the transportation in Istanbul.
Even through the sea, you still can commute under the sea, under the water.
Yeah.
No worries. Yeah. Okay, thank you for sharing. I think this tip will be also really useful.
Yeah, you are welcome.
Yeah, and in general, dear gentlemen, thank you for our stream. It was super intensive and extremely interesting and motivational for me, and I think for all our guests. Thank you for sharing with us all of your secrets. Thank you for defying some myth and proving some truthful facts about Turkey. I wish one day I were able to visit your restaurant. And yeah,
Hopeful. That makes me happy.
Keep my fingers crossed for it. I want to try this delicious food that you told us about. I'm super hungry. I need to eat something, otherwise it will be just yeah.
Okay, that was really nice to talk with you and meet with you guys. I'm really happy to be part of this interview. Thank you for accepting me. This is what I can say about the interview. Thank you for listening.
Thank you for coming, and thank you for sharing all of this information. And could you please send this video for us and just download it and send it for us, please?
So what am I going to do? I will close the stream, and is it going to ask me, do you want to save it?
Yeah. You can see this stream later in Eyup into Instagram, and you can publish or send it to other people. Send it to this account.
Okay, so we are finished, as I understand.
Bye.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. See you, I believe, in Turkey.
See you.
Or in Ukraine. Yeah. See you. Thank you.